Hi everyone. It's Wednesday. Another vlog. I'm going to talk about technology today and how it's changed over the course of my life. I don't know how much mental health is going to come into this. If it does at all today. But I am a person with mental health issues. You know, it's not everything about me. It just happens to be, a subject I'm not shy to talk about. That's the point of this channel, is that I don't want my mental health to be something that's that I'm afraid to speak about. But I also don't want it to be the only thing I talk about. So I want to make that point clear. So, anyway, technology. Okay. When I was a kid, there was no computers. Oh, sure there were some, but not personal computers we could get onto. I was born in 75. But something tragic happened to me. I had a grandparent that died that I was really close to, and I had some, due to that, I had some memory loss, and I don't remember that part of my life. Sorry. Sorry to be a little downer there, but when I don't want to explain the real reasons, I'll blame it on disco music. So, because I'm a brat sometimes. If I don't want to be serious about why I have memory loss issues about, the early parts of my life, disco was the music. Disco was just damaging to one's mental health. I'm awful. But, due to that, let's move forward. Technology. I want to talk about technology. I don't know. I've always felt, young for my age. I don't know if it has something to do with that and a little bit of loss of memory, from, those years of my life, but, I've always felt a bit young for my age. And, like I'm trying to, no, I don't feel immature, but, like I know I'm intelligent. It's not that. It's not lack of intelligence, but I always felt like I, needed to catch up with, what I knew, like I was too naive about certain things, and certain topics, and certain, my life experiences were few for than people of my age, and I never felt like I really ever caught up. And due to that, when I was in high school, well, let's go with the label. I graduated in 94. Let's go with the label, okay? I was born in 75. What label does that stick me in? Gen X. I was in high school. I graduated in 94. That would stick me in the Gen X label. I was in high school, and I was going, I don't understand this label everyone's sticking me in. You know, my generation in. Because at the time they were sticking us in the Gen X label. All the movies, Reality Bites came out in 93. I graduated in 94. Think about that. A movie about college slackers. You know, and I wasn't even out of high school yet. So, everyone was already portraying my generation as lazy bums, you know, and I didn't even graduate high school yet. So, you know, it was like, what was I supposed to think? Not only that, personally, for me, I personally loved the music from, the late 80s and early 90s. I personally was a, rock chick, you know, I liked hair metal. Sorry, technology. Let's go with the technology stuff. My house, I didn't have, cable. I lived out in the country, and because I lived out in the country, we didn't have cable. Okay, this is a different time. Unless you had cable, you didn't have, MTV, you didn't have cable channels. And, you would have to have an actual, the Dish Network. You know, you would have to have an actual huge, you know, it wasn't just a dish, it was an absolutely huge, you know, satellite dish installed at your home to get any channels in your house. And like my family could afford to have one of those things installed. So, you know, I didn't get cable, and we surely couldn't get a huge satellite dish installed. So, forget me having anything but ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, you know, and PBS. That's all I had. So, I didn't get MTV. But I had a radio. You know, video killed the radio star? Well, not for me, because I didn't have videos. I had a radio. And I listened to my local rock station. And I personally, at the time people were watching videos on MTV, I was listening to my radio station. And I got to listen to all these heavy metal and hair bands. And yes, there was a difference. And I could distinguish between every single one of these bands by their music. And blame me all you want, one of my favorites was Poison. And no one believed me that I liked Poison by their music. I had no clue what they looked like until I went to band camp. I was in the band. Sorry, band nerd here. I was in the band, and I went to band camp for the first time. My freshman year, I went to band camp, and they put on MTV, and I saw Poison for the first time on a video. Every Rose Has Its Thorn. And it was the first time I ever knew what they looked like. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what they look like. And no one believed me. Why would they believe me? I was just entranced because, I finally got to see what all these bands looked like for the first time in my life. All these bands that I loved. So, for me, when the grunge thing happened, and it took away my favorite music, I was actually offended and upset. And it took me a long time to even like grunge music, and I still don't like some. You can hate me forever, but I never liked Nirvana. There wasn't a single song from Nirvana I ever liked. Sorry. Now, I loved Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. They were awesome. The inventors of grunge music. Loved them. Never liked Nirvana. I couldn't get into it. It had nothing to do with Kurt Cobain. I just did not like their music. I couldn't get into it. I just wasn't for me. Maybe it's because I couldn't understand a word he said. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Oh yeah. Technology changes. Oh yeah. There was an event that happened when I was in 6th grade. That I wanted to mention in this video. I had a really gross personal habit when I was in grade school. That, no matter what my family tried to tell me, they couldn't get me to stop this personal habit. And now, years later, now that I know I suffer from some stuff, I can think back on it and go, hey, it was probably me just trying to push everybody away. And that's why I continue to do these things. But, I was doing a gross thing, and no matter what they said, they couldn't get me to stop doing this. And obviously, people didn't want me to do this, and they were grossed out. And, but we had, at the school, each year, we had our own little Olympics thing the school put on. And the previous year, in my 5th grade year, I had won the girls' race. We'd had a race, and I had won. And somebody had taped. Of course, I won, so there's some better people. How dare the person nobody liked win something. But somebody had taped me doing this gross personal habit. And my teacher was upset. My friends, I did have a group of friends, they were upset that it was taped. But I personally watched myself on tape do this gross personal thing. Yeah, somebody brought their video camera. And I had watched myself. For the first time, I saw myself on video doing this gross personal thing. And I finally got to see what everybody else saw that was so gross. And, it was because of that I never did it again. That is the power of video. It's the same power today. Now, today, if that kind of thing had happened, that could have been taped on a cell phone, been upload it online, and then everybody would have seen me do that gross personal thing. And I would have never lived it down. Because the whole, everybody would have known about it. And by the time I got to high school, by the time I got to junior high, things would have been really bad for me. Because the only people that knew about it were people at my school. And they were already aware of my personal habit. If it caught fire, then it might have become a meme or a thing everybody found out about. So, I really feel for you guys today. You teenagers out there that, get a cell phone video of you doing stupid things. And get caught doing stupid things. The thing is, we all do stupid things as teenagers. We all did. We all did stupid, dumb stuff as teenagers. Whether it was a stupid personal habit or just dumb, stupid teenager stuff. We all did it. We all did it. We just didn't have a camera phone with a video so people could take pictures of it and videotape it and then send it online for people to see. But I'll tell you, if it wasn't for that video, I don't know how long I would have kept that habit up. So instead of being upset at that person, I was grateful for the video. Now, my friends were upset, the teacher was upset, and that person got in trouble for bringing that tape in. But I personally was not upset that day. I was crying, and I heard people laughing in the background, but I wasn't actually upset that day. I was actually, I finally saw with my own eyes what people were offended by, and it got me to stop. Other things I had, when I was in, I'm running out of time. Did I say I didn't get my first, computer until I was 20? I think I did, didn't I? I don't know. The library, though, had a computer that I went on all the time, before that, so I had plenty of computer time. And I accessed the computer a lot then. When I was in 7th grade, I think it was, I took my school, when I decided to take a typing class, not only did I take a regular typewriter class on a typewriter, a real typewriter, I also took a class called keyboarding, and it was on the computer. How wild is that? That taught me how to use a computer. Those weird, wild, new inventions. I should tell you about microfiche someday. Might have to do a part 2 of this, because I ran out of time. This was fun walking back memory lane. See you next week on the blog.